Since the start of the war of Hamas, Hezbollah has decided to join the fighting sent by Iran and without a reason. Due to the deep damage to Hamas in recent weeks in all arenas, Hezbollah has fired yesterday towards IDF bases in the north. As a result, the aerial control unit was damaged in Mount Meron. It is important to emphasize that the damage will be fixed. Thanks to pre-readiness, the system continues to operate and is being backed up. We investigate the event. There were no injuries in this attack. We struck Hezbollah assets in a site that was used by Hezbollah's ground-to-air missiles. Before and after the fire, some of them they were not able to launch on time. We continued the attacks throughout the day. These hurt the Radwan forces significantly. Our focus on Radwan forces is moving these forces away from the border. We continue to try and create a new reality in the north. We have a challenge in the north, and we are ready for it. We are spread out throughout the border and in high readiness in defense and attack. The Chief of Staff held a military assessment in the West Bank. Reservists are operating in the area, have conducted over 40 operations for terror thwarting. A border police officer was killed overnight in Jenin. In the early mornings of the hours, a terrorist has killed an Israeli civilian. Forces are still on a manhunt for the perpetrators. The Chief of Staff has congratulated the activity of the forces. We will continue to thwart terror in the West Bank. In the Gaza Strip, our forces continue to focus on dismantling Hamas's abilities in the center and in the south part of the Strip. I wish to address the families of the hostages. Today, we mark 3 months to their kidnapping to Gaza. I want to assure you, the IDF is doing and will continue to do everything in order to create the conditions to bring them back home. There's a lot of activity. Most of it is covert. All of these activities are for the one goal of creating the military pressure to bring them back home. Questions? Shouldn't there have been a more severe response to the strike of Hezbollah yesterday? The damage to the aerial system yesterday, as the system still works, it is backed up. We will investigate, we'll improve. We need to improve our defense in the area. Our strikes in Lebanon are very serious, very significant. One of the areas that we're trying to dismantle are the ground-to-air missiles. Those units that were built by Hezbollah over the years in order to hurt Israel's aerial control. We took a lot of abilities from Hezbollah. As we speak, Israeli fighter jets are operating freely in Lebanon, in full supremacy, thwarting the terror threats over the state of Israel. I do not wish to address other activities, only what I choose to this evening. Despite the fact that we saw that the Hezbollah has caused the damage to the facility, was there a plan for more serious response? I understand that hurting the facility is being perceived as damage. Yesterday, Hezbollah has lost over 7 terrorists, including the past day. Seven of its forces that are going to funerals now. In South Lebanon, there are no injuries in the state of Israel. One facility was hurt. That facility is operating. We took abilities from Hezbollah that it built over years. Israeli fighter jets are operating in Lebanon freely, ready to hit any target. This is what needs to be presented to the public. We have another challenge, and that is to push Erdogan forces away from the border, to create a new reality. This is not a competition. We have a challenge of creating a new reality in the northern border. We'll continue to do this systematically. As for the Strip, the Gaza Strip, it is still divided. There is a corridor. We're operating in the corridor. There are civilians who remain in the north. There is no movement between the south and the north, with the exception of humanitarian aid that does reach the northern part of the Gaza Strip.